On December 7th, 2011, 7th graders from 4 middle schools attended a student showcase at Celebration Cinema North in Grand Rapids. During the event, they listened to messages created by some of their peers at a WGVU broadcast school and then heard a motivational speaker. This event was in conjunction with Get Your Diploma, Get Your Dream, part of American Graduate, Let's Make It Happen, a public media initiative made possible by the Corporation for Public Broadcasting. Local partners include WGVU radio morning show host Shelley Irwin kicked off the event.
We are here to get motivated. We are here to be inspired. Who's ready to be inspired? Who has a dream? Me. Tell me your dream. Tell me your dream.
Okay.
Doctor, right over here. A singer, how about on the end? A veterinarian? You know, to be all those, you need to go to school, you need to educate, and you need to have fun while you're doing it. Get Your Diploma, Get Your Dream is an initiative that you'll hear more about, but it's here because we care about you. We want you to work hard, but we also want you to know the feeling of playing hard too. So get ready to, again, be inspired.
Emily Lokes, Director of Community Affairs for Celebration Cinema, talked about their support of excellence in education.
Good morning. It's really good to have you all here this morning. We hold this theater business as being an important one because it's a storytelling business. My grandpa, who started this movie theater business as a one-screen theater in downtown Grand Rapids. And to tell you a little bit about him, he came out of a family in Grand Rapids, and he didn't have a whole lot of money, but he was a very curious guy, and he had a lot of energy. And he knew about himself from an early age that he wanted to know a lot more about the world than he could just from his neighborhood in Grand Rapids. And he continued to be a learner for his entire life, learning both from the opportunities that he had to receive every little bit of education that he could as a young man, and also to learn from the people who were around him. So that would be my encouragement to you, is to grab a hold of the opportunity to learn both in the classroom and from people who are like you and from people who are really different from you. Be bold, be confident, and take every opportunity that you can to be a learner, because if you know something about yourself that's a dream, whether it's that you want to be a doctor or an entertainer or a singer or a teacher, and you know kind of something that you love to do, the more that you really enjoy learning from the world around you and the people around you, and you really pursue that with a curiosity, the more those opportunities will unfold. And so I'm really thankful to see you all here today. And I'm glad that you love story, and I'm really glad to be able to host you in our building. So enjoy the morning.
Yes.
Bobby Springer, Associate Director of Grand Valley State University Office of Multicultural Affairs, addressed the group about the importance of hard work and staying in school.
You guys are very fortunate. I've had the opportunity to talk to you one time. We're just starting this movement, and you will have an opportunity to participate in events like this for the next 6 years. I'm going to have you not only here in Grand Rapids, but all over the state of Michigan, exposing you to all the opportunities that are out there. You don't even understand right now the opportunities that are waiting for you. But we're going to try to get you there. Like I shared with you earlier, I always need for you to put your best foot forward. And what I mean by that, I need for you to work hard. I wouldn't be where I am today, as well as everyone else in this room, if we didn't work hard. I come from humble beginnings, just like you. But one thing that I did was I always put my best foot forward. I'm not the smartest person in the world, but I will give it my all. And that's what I need for you to do. And I'm going to share this over and over and over again because I have to get this through to you. Because it was probably a weakness that I had, growing up when I was your age, because I just didn't do it. And that's going back to reading. In order to do any of this, You know, first of all, we have to be good readers. And from there, we can become pretty good writers. And that's what this is all about. So I recommend that you guys constantly keep a book in your hand. Every time we come in contact with each other for the next 6 years, I want to know from you, what are you reading? Just like I want you to challenge me, what are you reading now, Mr. Springer? And I want to share with you what I'm reading. Because if I can get you to do this for 6 years, by the time you get ready to go to college, I mean, you're going to be on top of your game, and the university is going to be just excited to have you on campus because you're doing wonderful things.
WGVU grant writer Steve Chappell talked about the overall goals of the project.
The point of this project is we're all part of a community to help one another. And this project, I'm just going to read you something that you've already heard the words of before. Get your diploma, get your dream. That didn't mean a lot to me when I was your age. You know, diploma, that's way out, that's far out. But now it makes all the sense in the world that once you have that diploma, then you can show people that you've studied, that you're excited about things, and you can get your dream. Get your diploma, get your dream. It's part of American Graduate. Let's make it happen. That's a national initiative, a public media initiative made possible by the Corporation for Public Broadcasting. Groups of students like you are meeting all around the country to focus on those subjects that are going to get you your dream.
The keynote speaker was Dr. D.F. Arnold, who was kicked out of 2 different high schools before turning his life around, earning his doctorate and becoming a director of student services for Laker academics at Grand Valley State University, as well as a motivational speaker, educator, and author.
All right, how y'all doing? Can y'all hear me in the back? All right, so y'all can hear me. All right, so I'm going to ask y'all to do something. But y'all need to pay attention to what I'm going to have you do, okay? I believe you can do it, but you're going to have to pay attention to what I ask you to do. So in the back, you got me, right? All right, so we're going to have fun. Can we have fun? Yeah. Or do y'all want me to be the boring Dr. Damon Arnold guy? No, have fun. Y'all want to have fun? All right, so we're going to have fun. We're going to have fun. So what I'm going to do is talk to you about what it's going to take for you to get your dreams and get your diploma. But I need everybody, without talking, stand up. Without talking. Shh.
Sorry.
Without talking, I want everybody in the room. That includes the grown-ups too. Everybody has to find one partner and stand next to that partner without talking. Shh. I hear talking. You're going to change 5 things about yourself. You're going to change 5 things about yourself when I say go. When I say go, that's when you're going to begin to change. Now, you can look around the room to see what other people are doing, but you can't look at your partner. So change 5 things. When you finish changing the 5 things, raise your right hand so I know we can move on. Five, 4, 3, 2, don't turn around. Put your hands down. Don't turn around. Put your hands down. Now, when I say go, you're going to turn around and you're going to try to guess the 5 things your partner has changed. When you finish guessing the 5 things, I don't want you to change back. I want you to raise your right hand so I know we can continue. Go. Turn around and guess. All right, so here we go. Hold on. Did you take your pants off, man? All right, hurry up. Get back to normal, sit down. All right. That activity was called the change activity. And I've had the opportunity to do that activity with a lot of different groups. And it's so funny. No matter what group I do it to, the same thing happens. I can do it with professional athletes, college athletes, advisors, teachers, professors, all the way down to middle school students. And the same thing happens, so you're in good company. Everything you did is the same thing everybody else does. All right. Now, before we get started with my explanation of that event, the reason why I always say I need everyone to pay attention to what I'm saying. And before I get started with any presentation, I always like to let people know a little bit about me. Now, my main role is I work at GVSU with the student athletes. So I have to make sure all of my student athletes get a degree. That's my main role. So everything they do on the field and on the court, I have to make sure they get a degree. We get a lot of student athletes now that are going to the NFL, going to the NBA. So it's great seeing that, but the most important thing they do is getting a degree. So what I do with my student athletes is the same thing I'm going to do with you. I have to let them know that we family and we in this together. Shame on any teacher, shame on any professor, any person that doesn't meet you where you are. Now understand, we can meet you where you are, but we know there's a level that you need to go to. Change activity. Everyone that I do it with does the same thing. I said change 5 things about yourself. Change 5 things about yourself. And you guys immediately went to taking things off. Especially you. I didn't say take 5 things off. I said change 5 things about yourself. We have to start looking at change as an opportunity to pick things up. I've seen some people borrow stuff from other people. We have to look at change as a positive thing, not something that has to be taken away from us. When we say, hey, you need to study, you need to do this, we're not saying it because it doesn't matter. We're saying it because it matters. Change is important. Change is important. Change is something that's going to happen regardless. I had some people, and it happens all the time, some people didn't want to do the activity. It was an easy activity. But I understand, some people don't like changing. Some people don't want to get better. That's none of you in this room. That's why you're here. Because you want to get better. You want to be better. And we want you to be better. That's why we put programs on like this, because we want you to get all the information in order to be successful. But if you want to be successful, you're going to have to do something different than what your friends are doing. I have friends who used to always get in trouble. Show of hands, no talking. How many of you got friends that always get in trouble? Okay, the whole room, put your hands down. We all have friends that get in trouble. Now we either have to make a choice to do what they're doing or to do something different. We're like a rubber band. If I stretch this rubber band this far, what does this rubber band want to go back and do? It wants to go back to what's normal. I can stretch it out again. What does it want to do? It wants to go back to what's normal. Once you leave here today, I don't want you to go back to what's normal. If you truly want to be successful, you have to ask for help. You have teachers at your school who are willing to help you, but you got to ask for help. How are you seeing life? This is going to be important. You're either going to see life for the things that you don't have, or you're going to see life for the things that you're going to have. I never could imagine, after getting kicked out of 2 different high schools, that I would be this Dr. Damon Arnold guy. The same guy who didn't like math. The same guy who didn't like science. The same guy who didn't like writing. I had to do these things to be this Dr. Damon Arnold guy. But I knew inside me that I wanted to do some great things. You have to know that you want to do some great things. But understand, everybody who you hang with, they're not going to want to do some great things. Show of hands, how many of you want to be successful? Raise your hand. The whole room, put your hands down. If you truly want to be successful, you got to do something different. Story time. Be honest with me. How many of you know the story about how they train baby elephants? Okay, a couple people. All right, put your hands down. Don't blow my story, okay? Don't tell them my story. Don't tell the end, okay? When a baby elephant is born, a baby elephant comes out weighing hundreds of pounds. Hundreds of pounds. So it's born, but it doesn't know how to walk. Once that baby elephant learns how to walk, a trainer comes out, and a trainer puts a collar around his neck, takes a chain, and then hammers a stake into the ground. But he lets the chain be long enough so the baby elephant can roam around. But the baby elephant can only go so far. He can go the other way, but he can only go so far. Now, when that baby elephant is chained there, it doesn't know that it can't go beyond that barrier. So every day it tries to go the other way. But I can imagine, here go my story. I can imagine it's probably 2 big old elephants. We'll call them haters. Everybody know what a hater is? All right. If I'm developing what a hater is, what I want you to do is tell me a definition of a hater. Who knows what a hater is? All right, give me a definition. All right, somebody got to give me a definition. What's a hater? A person who wants to be you. We'll use that definition. What's a hater? Yes.
A hater is a person that wants to be you, or a person who likes what you're doing, but just don't want to admit it.
A person who likes what you're doing, but they don't want to admit it. Who else? Another definition of a hater. Yes.
A person that tries to bring you down to their level.
A person that tries to bring you down to their level. All great definitions, we're going to use them all. That's our definition of a hater. And what a hater does is a hater doesn't talk real loud at first. A hater will talk about you behind your back. You ever had that happen? People, okay, all right. So they're talking about him behind his back. They saying, look, every day he's trying to get past that spot. Don't he know he can't get past that spot? Because those two big elephants, they don't move past that spot. See, it's people in your lives who don't move past whatever situation they're in. They've allowed themselves to stay in the same place. So every day they're saying, look at him, look at him. Every day he tries to move. Don't he know he can't move past that spot? And then they start talking louder. Because, you know, haters eventually will start talking louder to where you can hear it. And so that baby elephant hears it. And he's telling them, what are you talking about? I can move past this spot. And so he tries. But he can only go so far. He tries again. He's like, I know I can. I know I can move past this spot. Because every day he sees other animals roaming around. He sees deer going. And he's like, I know I can do it because I see those other animals doing it. And so as he tries, eventually, he starts listening to what they say. He's thinking, gosh, every time I try to move, I get stuck. So maybe I can't go past this spot. Maybe I can't go to college. Maybe I can't get good grades on that test. Maybe I can't because people are telling me I can't do it. And so what he does is he begins to listen to them. And so once he starts staying in that spot, the trainer comes out and takes the chain off, and now all of a sudden that baby elephant just roams around in that spot. Because he believed what the haters said about him. You're going to have to make a choice to believe what other people are saying about you. I was the only person to this day to go to college in my family. No one went to college, but I was able to go to college and graduate. You may be the first person in your family to go to college and graduate, but it's going to be up to you to decide to do it. But what will happen is you'll get around people who will tell you what you can't do. You can't fall into that. You might even get around people in your family who might tell you what you can't do. And remember, the only reason why they're telling you you can't do it is because they didn't do it. I need you to be okay to take a step, to be able to fly, because you're all eagles. Get your diploma, get your dream. It's something deep about that. And I don't even know if you know how deep that is. If you get your diploma, you can do some great things with your life. So if you're not good in school, you have people around this room who have degrees, who can help you, and you have to be willing to ask them. Does it make sense? Does it make sense? All right, so have fun today. Thank you for listening, because I've seen a lot of you just looking. I appreciate it. I appreciate it. All right, so get your diploma, get your dream. All right, see y'all later. Huh? Yep.